Well, icy in spots across Acadiana today, but not widespread. But we think that's going to change later on this evening. Now, most of the precipitation has been across the western parishes, and obviously in the pink here is frozen precip. In our case, it's freezing rain, maybe a little sleet mixed in farther to the north and west. In fact, some pretty healthy snow is moving into western Vernon Parish, but the snow is going to stay out of the equation for us. This is mainly going to be an ice storm, and temperatures are going to dictate how things are going. 31 degrees right now in Lafayette. Now, winter storm warnings in effect for much of southeast Texas and Louisiana. Southeast Texas, perhaps some snow, but for us, this is a freezing rain event with ice accumulations more than likely in the quarter to half-inch range along and north of the I-10 corridor, with lesser amounts down along the coast where it is a little bit milder. You get down to the marsh, temperatures are a little bit above freezing. So here's the latest ice accumulation forecast based on our in-house exclusive computer model, and it's predicting anywhere between a quarter of an inch to a half inch of ice accumulating from Kaplan, Jennings, Lafayette on northward into central Louisiana, with lesser amounts from St. Martinville on southeastward. Bottom line, though, icy conditions, slippery conditions later on tonight, with rain increasing, or rain chances and chances of freezing rain developing as we head into the midnight hour. So look for icy and slippery conditions through tomorrow morning. Temperatures don't change a whole lot. Will be between about 30 and 32 all night long, and then tomorrow afternoon maybe a little bit of a break, but I expect icy conditions tomorrow, and then whatever moisture is left tomorrow night is going to refreeze. We're heading for the mid-20s as we head towards Saturday morning. Coming up, we'll take a close look at Titan, show you parish by parish what's going on, and that'll be later in the show.
From the Storm Team 3 Weather Lab, here's Rob Perillo's True View forecast.
Welcome back. Well, it looks awfully icy overnight tonight through tomorrow morning. Some spots in Acadiana are going to be quite slippery, hazardous travel likely, and I think it's going to happen. Most of the big ice is going to come in after midnight tonight. Mostly sporadic precipitation out there right now. As we take a look at Power Doppler 3000, all precip that you see here is mostly rain that perhaps is freezing on contact, especially across Jeff Davis Parish and farther north and west into northwestern Evangeline Parish and the extreme northwestern portions of the KETC viewing area. Most of this activity moving from the southwest to the northeast, and you can see some of the movement right here. Now, Titan 3D, this is really showing how things are evolving. Now, you can get the same stuff we get here on Titan by going to KETC.com and checking out the interactive storm tracker. Same stuff right here. You can tell where the rain is, where the snow is, and the frozen precipitation. And what we have is a fairly large area of wintry precipitation, even some snow to the northwest. Most of the day today we had rain. It started out 3-4 o'clock in the morning with icy conditions, surprisingly enough, in St. Mary Parish, and temperatures have been pretty much dictating what we have been seeing, and these numbers right here are current temperatures. So you get the precip where it's 31 degrees, more than likely freezing on contact, especially bridges and overpasses. Now, the ground in many areas still warm and radiating some heat, but as we lose the daylight heating hours and temperatures drop another degree or two, it's going to get slippery. So we have the precip, Jeff Davis into Calcasieu Parish, farther north and west. Some snow in around the Leesville area showing up nicely, but this is the only spot that is going to see snow tonight, and then perhaps over toward Alexandria points just to the north. Mostly rainfall for the rest of us, and freezing rain at that. Not much going on. Acadia Parish, St. Landry Parish, icy conditions reported around the Eunice area. Also Opelousas and Washington, some light precip right now, but very light, so it's not accreting a whole lot on the roadways. And again, you see temperatures right around 31, 32 degrees, and then as we go a little bit farther south and east, it is a little bit milder, mid-30s, but temperatures here tonight could get down to the freezing mark as far south as about the Franklin area. We'll show you that in just a bit. So we put the radar satellite composite in motion across the region. Again, we can see our winter weather that has been developing over the last 24 hours or so. And again, mostly sporadic precipitation right now, but models indicating it's going to become more widespread as we go overnight tonight. Winter storm warnings across Texas and Louisiana, with an ice storm the most likely scenario for us, mixed with sleet and snow back to the west, where there could be a couple of inches of accumulation. For us, it's going to be an ice accumulation. How much remains to be seen, and that's how it's going to go overnight tonight. We'll show you our official latest forecast in just a bit. 31 degrees out there right now. Dew point at 25, so if it precipitates, some of that moisture will evaporate and lower the temperature. So that's why we're still primed for ice. Feels like 20 degrees out there with that north wind at about 16. making it feel quite uncomfortable. So here's our computer model through 9 o'clock tonight, mostly light precip, and if it falls, Lafayette on westward, it will be ice, and as you go up toward Alexandria, again, not sticking to the ground, we don't think, as you go into St. Mary Parish, and that ice line moves a little bit through 2 o'clock in the morning. As the precip gets going, we'll see a little evaporative cooling, and then as we head toward the morning hours, it tries to creep back to the north and west. But notice, Lafayette pretty much on the battle line right here, points to the north and west ice, and then farther to the north, snow up towards Shreveport, and then things will start to wind down tomorrow. We'll have lots of clouds. It stays cold, so anything that's on the ground will stay frozen for a while, but we do think we're going to get into the mid-30s tomorrow, and then by this time tomorrow evening, still lingering precip, but very light, maybe a flurry as things wind down and clear out tomorrow evening, and then clear skies tomorrow night. But that's when temperatures will drop down into the middle 20s. So if it's still wet out there, it's going to freeze over. Lots of sun, though, for Saturday into Sunday. Maybe some clouds coming back in, and maybe a sprinkle late in the day. So here are the latest ice accumulations that we're looking at, and it's primarily I-10 parishes to the north and west. That's why we have the winter storm warning. But notice the model indicating ice, and a significant amount of it, 1/4 to a 1/2 inch right here as far south as Kaplan, and then along the I-10 corridor through Lafayette, and then points to the north, significant ice as well. Really drops off. We'll see how good this model is, but again, exclusive here at KATC. Perhaps some ice overpasses New Iberia, but farther south and east toward Jeanerette, not anticipating widespread problems. But as you know, a degree or two could make a big change in our forecast overnight tonight. So we'll say 31 the low, perhaps 30. Freezing rain, that's rain that freezes on contact. Breezy north winds, ice accumulations between 1/4 and a 1/2 inch, and that will lead to some power outages because we'll have tree branches coming down, and that'll bring some power lines down, especially in rural spots where there are a lot of trees. That's a pretty safe bet. Then for tomorrow, morning ice giving way to ending precipitation. We get above freezing, so hopefully travel issues, if we have any, and they should be widespread, will diminish during the midday hours. But look out tomorrow night, back down to 26. And as we head into the weekend, certainly milder, upper 40s Saturday, lower 60s on Sunday. But wait, there's more cold air on the way. And although advertising perhaps another winter weather scenario mid next week, we won't go with that for right now, but we will go with more temperatures in the 20s.
Wow.
And
Rob.
usually this time of year, we're starting to warm up,
yeah.
but not at least until about the second week of February this time around.
Well, Rob,